Hey, welcome back to Lupo Outdoors. I'm over at MDT, and I'm here with my good friend Paige, who's going to show us all the new products for 2025.
All right, so the first one we're going to start off here is the LSS Gen 3. So what this is going to do, it's going to replace the LSS, LSS-SL, TAC 21, and the ESS chassis. So what we found when people like a little bit, I know, right? It's quite a mouthful. But what we liked is, we saw people like is, hey, I like a little bit of this on this chassis, and I like a little bit of this on chassis. Now we want to combine that all into one chassis, so it makes that process of buying something and deciding what to do for you a lot easier. Gotcha. So as you can see on our demo wall here, so what you're going to get is you're going to get the base. So what your base will have these polymer side panels on there. There'll also be two M-lock slots on the bottom. And then you can decide what fore-end you want to go with. So you could either go just with this, because you can shoot with this just fine, or you can go with one of our other 3 fore-ends. And the great thing about this is that once you install it in the chassis, you don't have to remove it to put the fore-ends on there.
Nice.
Yeah, so as you can see right here, I brought, this is our tactical fore-end. So you can see inside here, there's these metal plates that the screws go into on the outside. So all you have to do is take those screws out, slip the fore-end off, and then slip the other fore-end on there and tighten them up. So it's like less than a minute installation. So you're going...
You don't have to mess with the barrel, you don't have to mess with anything else.
No re-zeroing again, everything's in there. And of course it still has our V-block bedding design like it does all our chassis. Just drop it in, torque up, making sure it's recoil lug is seated, torque up the action screws and go.
Awesome.
Yeah, so as we're coming back here, you'll see that there's a trigger guard really separate, but it will actually attach to this adapter at the end here. And what these adapters are for the buttstock you decide to go with. So we've got the carbine, the XTN, and the Picatinny interface here. So if you want to do like a pistol brace, or even just go with just that in the back and use that as like a pistol chassis like I've seen out there before. We actually did one with our Oryx before a little while ago.
That's normally with a 338 Lupo Magnum, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you don't need a buttstock for that now. Who needs that? So
do it one-handed.
Yeah, exactly. Like a Desert Eagle or something.
Yeah,
like
right. Big ass Desert Eagle.
Yes, really. So you decide which interface you're going to go with, and then that decides on what buttstock you go with. But the unit will be obviously right here. It'll be just this one unit. Then you decide what you want to do. So it's completely customizable to what you want.
I love that.
And the best thing is, say you want to have this tactical fore-end just for, I love the tactical fore-end, and have the buttstock. We have a traditional buttstock you can put on the back here, which is right here. This is the combo that I want to do. But it's so easy that it's, hey, what if you want to put this hunting fore-end on there? So you easily just take it off, put it on, and go off.
Different rifle right off the bat.
Yeah, and you can do all the different combinations, and then this adapter on the back too. So say you start off with carbine, you're like, oh, I really like that buttstock, but then you're like, oh, maybe I want a folding stock like we have on our HTN or HTN 26 buttstock. Then you just have to switch this adapter out. You don't have to switch the whole chassis. So you just switch the adapter, get the other buttstock, and go. And once again, no removing of the rifle.
So the whole modular aspect of this is fantastic. I absolutely love it. Matter of fact, they have adapters where you could just put it right here for folding too. They sell them for like $90 or whatever. I have several of them. Yeah. But it's just the fact that, all right, I want to do this. I only have one piece I gotta check out. Well, I want a totally different, I want a shorter or I want a longer. Yeah. Just a couple of screws, off you go.
Right? Like I'm saying, like less than a minute. Like those screws just come out there on the bottom there, and then you just slip it on, slip it back on, and put the screws. And another great thing too is all these accessories will work on our other inlets too. So when you bring more and more inlets, so you just have to do the base. So it's not like you're having to buy all these accessories again. So say you're going from a Remington to a Tikka to a Howa, maybe you have a couple different rifles, or start to get more rifles, because that's usually what happens. You never start off with one. So as you get more and more, you can just do the base here and then switch it out, and then still have all the rest that will work with it.
How cool is that?
Yeah. Also you can see here, this is a little M-lock slot here, or where you can put our M-lock thumb shelf like you see on our ACC Elite.
Right.
So then if you want to have a thumb shelf on there, you can still have that too. So once again, a lot of options to do a lot of different things.
Spectacular design. So whoever came up with that whole concept there needs a raise.
Oh yeah. We have, our engineer was actually here earlier in the week, so it's really nice to have him down here. So also one thing I do want to show you over here too, just a little back farther. Sorry, I'm kind of pushing you out of the way. If you want to come a little closer here. So sometimes what happens too with when you put folders or other buttstocks on there, the length of pole starts getting more and more. And there's also people out there that maybe have a shorter length of pole. There's kids out there too, so maybe you want to get your son or daughter into shooting. or maybe going hunting with, we'll have this smaller adapter right here. As you can see, it's a little bit shorter for those shooters that want to have that shorter length of pole too.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and as you can see, this is our H&T 26 buttstock, so that's the XTN interface where you can put on there and you can do the folding option. We can go up here, so this is our competition forend here, so you can see all the M-LOK slots we have. It has an integrated arc rail all the way on the bottom here. It comes to all about right here. Then you have your screws again, obviously, to take it on, take it off. And in the back here, this is the buttstock that we have is our SRS-Lite, so that's the one that's on the ACC Gen 2 Premier.
Yep.
So you can put that on there too. So a lot of different options that you can do, and pretty much anything that you want. And with this system too, knowing that the forend and the buttstocks are separate from the chassis, it's really easy to create these new products going down the line. Say people keep on asking about, on this one, we had on our ESS, we actually had a full rail that comes all the way across.
Right.
So maybe in the future now, because it's just a forend, a lot easier to develop, we can just have a full forend all the way across. Yeah, and colors, because you know what? We've had colors before, and we want to bring those back, because we know people love the color too.
You know, the color you absolutely need is burnt bronze.
Burnt bronze, yes.
This is close, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they have all these great colors. I want burnt bronze. I'm a sucker for burnt bronze.
Yeah.
So, you know, pistols, everything. If it's burnt bronze, apparently I have to have it.
Yeah.
And my gun collection shows that.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good color. I really like it. So once again, a lot of our existing buttstocks can work on there too. So we have our carbine ones and our XTN interfaces. And then over here, we don't have any buttstocks for it yet. Who knows what's down the line. But you also can have your Picatinny interface, so you can do, you know, like a little truck gun or something like there, right? Like that's what when I see that, that's what I think.
You
right
immediately,
away.
truck gun.
Yeah, truck gun. And then it also has a little QD in there, so if you want to put like a little sling or something.
Like that.
Exactly. So yeah,
Awesome.
This is I think one of the most modular chassis on the market for sure.
I don't know anything that can do what that does.
Yes.
There's nothing else out there like it.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be releasing these very soon too. So make sure you're on our newsletter too, because what we do is we let a lot of people know the instant it comes out, like first in the morning. If you're on that newsletter, you're the first to know even before social media. So
links to like all of that, you know, to how to sign up and all that will be in the description down below.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Any more questions you had about this one?
Not about this
did
one.
I answer most of them?
You answered everything before I could come up with new ones.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Perfect. Awesome. So what do you want to see next?
What else is new?
All right, let's go around the corner here because we have a lot of new stuff that I'm super excited
It's going to be a while. You're gonna love it because there's all kinds of cool stuff today.
Yeah, so this is a really brand new to us. So this is the Mountain Gear Bipod company that we had actually taken now the design rights for the backcountry and the mountain bipod. So why don't you try that?
Yeah, I almost feel like I'm gonna break it. This is so light, there's like nothing to it. And I love the little spikes on the end to kind of dig in there.
Yeah.
But when you play with it, it's like rock solid. I mean, it's not going to move. It's very adjustable. Look at that.
Yep.
You know, it's just, I can't believe how light it is.
Yep.
I'm like, it's not going to hold up. And then you kind of play with it and realize,
you're like,
yeah,
it will.
is.
Yeah, so we actually had one of our staff had a 300 PRC build on this and was able to shoot it. They were trying to break it and they were not able to break this. So
really?
It was really good. So this one, the backcountry is 5 ounces and our mount bipod is 5.6 ounces.
Wow.
So on a little bit of a difference though, this one doesn't have the adjustment like you see in our sky pods, but this one does. So if you want to get a little closer here, you can see that it adjusts, but it's just one leg that adjusts here. So you can splay. Yeah, so you have the leg splay to where you want to go.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, not complex, but it gives you that flexibility without having it get all wonky.
Exactly, right? It's very simple because especially when you're in the backcountry, you're trying to focus on that animal that's out there. You're not wanting to have to fiddle around with too much,
With
right?
2 legs and this one's not right. Just
kind
ease
of
it out.
And go the go. And then in this interface of the mountain bipod, we'll have both the ARCA and the Picatinny. On the backcountry, it'll just be the Picatinny interface there.
What's the price point on these?
These ones are, this one's going to be around the $300 mark, and this is going to be around the $450 mark there.
And that chassis we looked at, what's the price point on that?
That is $399 USD just for, so what you're going to get is you're going to get the chassis base with the adapter on there, and that tiny little forend you saw with like little polymer side panels there, and then of course it goes extra from there once you to add on. But we'll on our website we'll have a configurator, so you can kind of put it on there, and then it'll build it for you. You can see.
Yeah, I recommend you go completely and utterly wild. That's just my recommendation.
Perfect. All right.
It's the only way to be happy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so another new thing we have here, because we can never do one or two new things, and in each we got to push the envelope. So I know a lot of people are familiar with our Send It, our LRA MB3 Send It level. Now we've upgraded it to make it not only battery life lasts longer, it's a lot sleeker too. And a little extra feature that we have added on too is the ocular housing, because we've seen this come up quite a bit all the time now. So, and we had like a lot of people starting to run that. So what we thought, we're like, well, if we're making it slimmer and better battery life, why not add a little extra?
I agree.
We do everything legendary here. We don't do little minuscule things.
Go big or go home.
Exactly. The other great thing about this too, this is included with it, and also the price stays the same.
Really?
So we're going to be selling it at the same price.
We're going to give you more.
Yeah.
For the same price.
Exactly. So as you can see on the back here, this is how it's going to come. It's going to be on this horizontal interface. You can see that there's these little clear like dowels that are in there. Those won't be installed because we want to give you the option to use the ocular housing instead. So these will be open holes here, and then you'll just thread those wires in there, and then you'll put that on their scope.
Right.
So, and then this can also be adjusted to be 0.2 degrees on sensitivity all the way up to 1. So you can kind of adjust it to how you want it. But we're going to put it at a setting like what a normal PRS competition shooter would kind of want that set, and then you can kind of go from there. So
perfect.
Yeah. So we're really super excited about this one, and also being able to add that and keep the price the same. We're really, really happy about it.
That's crazy because I was expecting a huge jump in price.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get more for the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why would you hesitate? I'm just saying.
Exactly.
There is no hesitation.
And also being that much slimmer too, it's not taking that much more space coming all the way up. It's almost half the size of the original one on there too. We will be also working on doing a vertical mount, because I know a lot of people like that 90-degree vertical mount there too.
Right.
So lots of things in the works for us, that's for sure.
Personally, I like this because I can see it in my peripheral.
Yeah.
And then with both of those together, I mean, I'm definitely, no matter what, I'm going to see that green light.
Yeah.
For long range shooting, this is absolutely 100% one of the things you must have. People do bubble levels, but bubble levels are always put in weird things where you have to take your eye out. This, you're just going to, as soon as you see that green, you are set to go.
Exactly. And you also don't have to wait for because with bubble levels, you have to wait for it to settle. This is instantaneous feedback for you.
Right.
Like my own personal experience on rimfire too, it can be really, really picky, because if your rifle is canted at all, you're going to see it right away, because that's how rimfire is. I would think that was about 300 yards, and all of a sudden I kept on seeing it do this, and then I looked down, I was like, oh, it's in the red. So I'm like, what am I doing? So that was my own personal experience with it. It's really seen like that does affect your shots too.
Yeah, the send-up level is one of my absolute favorite things there are.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's so hard for us to keep on the shelf. Like, we're producing tons of these, and when they come in, they go out the door. That's how much people love them so much.
Well, they're invaluable.
Yes.
I mean, if you're doing any long-range shooting, if you don't have one, you're hurting yourself.
But the funny thing, I use it for too. When I'm at home doing the leveling on the pictures too, right? So that's what I use it too.
So you send with the hammer, send it,
boom. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So I get my eyes used to it, and then I can do stuff around the house at the same time. Why not?
I'm going to try that.
All right. So the next thing we have here too, which is cool. This is our new wood stock we're going to be coming out.
Wow.
So for those people that like, that really traditional kind of feel and style of the wood. So this is walnut that's on here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We also have that. You can feel that texture. It might be a little hard to see on there, but it's got this great texture on both the grip and the forend.
Snake scale. Or fish scale texture is what they call it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
nice, and you can really feel it when you get a grip on that. It's holding on to you.
Exactly. And then what's nice about this, because wood stocks, sometimes what happens when the barrel is bedded in there really close, and how wood doesn't it kind of expands, goes down. In here, your barrel will be free floating, and then you also get the benefit of our micro chassis in there. So it's the same V-block bedding that we have in all of our other chassis.
Right.
So you're adding that stability and rigidity for your actions. So you're keeping the consistent and the love of wood feel that you usually like, but now you're upgrading your rifle that much more.
Let me try that out. So when we're looking at this, right, so the first thing is I get an instant cheek weld. Oh my God, this is fantastic. And that, oh my God, the grip, both here in the palm and up here, I just feel like I have a rock solid, you know, hold on this.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's beautiful. That's just, for me, that's the perfect height. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was one that when I first saw that come out, I'm like, that's awesome. One thing we did do is we left the logo on the side there, because I know some people, we've found that some people with these wood stocks don't like to have the logo, but of course being MDT, we've got to put it somewhere. So we made sure it was right on the bottom, right? You got to have it somewhere on there,
Absolutely.
Right? And then what we've also done here is this is our new core bottom metal. So on this one, you can see that this is a Ruger American short action. So why we wanted to do that one first, because you're taking so much of the wood out here for the safety. We thought, okay, we'll do this one first, making sure we're doing a lot of drop testing on it. So if you have dropped it on the ground there, or if you're out hunting, we want to make sure that that stays stable in there and it's not cracking or coming through the handle.
Is that a Gen 1 or Gen 2?
Yeah, but it'll fit both.
Really?
Yes. we want to make sure, like all of our other chassis systems will do the same thing too. We made sure we got a Gen 2 in, and then we're making sure that we're putting in here too, so that it will work.
I have two Gen 2s. One of them's getting this.
And then on the core bottom metal too, with the Ruger American, just the way that it's built and how we had to do this, this bottom metal will only work on the core, just that way. But the Remington that we're going to have in here will be the Badger M profile, so you can use this core bottom metal on other stocks or chassis that have that bottom metal, that M5 Badger profile. It's kind of a mouthful sometimes.
There you go.
We're going to be doing Tikka, it'll be the CTR, we'll do a Savage one, and we'll do a Howa one too.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's you know, really sleek and simple for if you want to go from maybe you have a floor plate, or you have to like internally put it in there. Now this will transfer it over to AICS pattern magazines.
And what is the base price on this?
So we are looking at around the $400 mark, kind of between the $400 and $500 mark. We're just kind of making sure that we're
walnut stock.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So in between there, we're going to be, when we release it, we'll have all the prices on there for you. So we'll make sure, once again, like we said before, make sure you're all up to date, because then you don't want to miss out on this one, because these are cool. And also with the walnut, we'll be also doing the laminate colors too. So we have a laminate gray and a green color. So if you remember the Timber Frontier, which we are still currently working on, and we're doing a lot of good upgrades onto it, so we will be bringing that back, because I know a lot of people were super excited about it. So
that's brilliant.
Yeah, so here it is, as you can see, with the Ruger American in there.
Beautiful, my God. It just looks great.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the feel of it too, you know, it's just, if you want to go to the range, or, you know, especially if you want to keep that tradition going, right? Like maybe you grew up with your grandfather's wood rifle and you want to keep that going and have something, but, you know, still upgrade
modern rifle with a classic look.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. Absolutely love it. What's next?
Let's go. We got some more going on.
I'm too excited. This is great.
This is great, isn't it?
I love the backpack.
So this is our Champion backpack.
Excuse me.
So what we built this around for the long range competitive shooters. So what you see a lot of times now is that people will have those tripod caddies on there, but sometimes when I've seen that happen at matches, the wind will actually pick it up and use it as a sail. So if you don't have something on that hook underneath your tripod holding it down, it's just going to flop over. So there goes all of your stuff that you organize there, along with your expensive binos, because they can get pretty expensive. So on here, what you do is, as you zip this down, it becomes a little workstation.
I love that.
Yeah, and then what you can do is you have the little hook there, so then you hook it underneath your tripod, so it's going to weigh it down, plus have that little...
Right. So what's really cool about this is that it's female Velcro here, so you can actually attach Velcro to the bottom of some of your stuff that you're going to work on, and you set it right there. Yeah. That's not going to move.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
And what I've seen some people do is they have those clipboards. They'll put like a Velcro on the bottom there. So because on really super windy days, you have your Corsafire or you're doing your dope cards, you don't want them flying around everywhere. And you can also inside here, if you look inside the backpack, it's got Velcro all the way on the inside, so you can...
All through here, this is all Velcro, all of it.
Yeah.
That's I love this.
Yeah, so you can organize it the way you want to. So maybe your match flow and how you do and get ready for a stage is a little bit different to somebody else's. So that's why we wanted to keep that open for you to decide on how to do that.
Oh my goodness. You know, right here, this is pretty, it's really solid. It's got a solid part up there. So this is my ammo storage right there.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes what happens with my current backpack that I have right now, I like to save my brass, and I like to put it after I shoot it because I reload. So I put my brass in there with my other rounds as I'm going through the competition, also to keep track of what I'm losing, because you know I'm like trying to find it as I'm going through after that. So you'd be able to put 2 of those ammo boxes in here, so you can just pull them out and they're not getting tossed around as you put them in your bag. So another cool feature, because you know we can't have just a couple.
You can't have a couple.
Yes. So as
MDT, were you kidding? It immediately sits flat.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So as you pick this up, you can feel on the bottom right here. So feel the bottom. It's kind of got like a little, like a brace or a foundation
a ridge.
on the bottom there. Yeah.
Oh my God. That
so then you can put, so if you're not going to hang it on your tripod, you can always just post it on the ground. So sometimes if there's like a really muddy day and it's like flops over in the front of it and you got this mud caked all the way in the front, everything's getting dirty, your magazines then, you know, fall out or whatever's happening there, and you're like, this is not a great day. And then you're trying to struggle to get your stuff ready for your stage. So we don't want any of that. So on the side here, you can see this is our SkyPod case. It's an extra one you can add on. But what I really like about that too is, once again, you don't want to be pulling your SkyPod out of there, right? Because as those feet are grabbing onto everything and it's just pulling everything with it. Of course. So that's why we have the laser cut molly on the side here, on the front, and also on the other side. Yeah. And then this little pouch here. So we have this little pouch on the side there for you too that will come with it. As you come to the back here, so if you're going to be rucking for a little bit longer, we made sure that we had that to go around your waist there to add that extra support for you.
For your lower back support, so you're not dying.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and for this one too, we also made sure, because this is going to be going up and down, you know, putting your back, we made sure that these are really solidly sewn in there so that they're not going to start falling apart.
No, that's rock solid. Look at that. That's amazing. Yeah,
so I'm super excited about, and you'll also be super excited about the price. So it's going to be $299.95.
That's it?
Yeah.
You know, the GPS bags are more than that.
Once again, we do great stuff here. You want to make sure that shooting competition, it can get super expensive, but we want to make sure that you have that good experience when you're going through there and you can keep all your stuff organized. Because if you can keep that part organized, you have more time then to when you're on the stage to look through your glass, start seeing what the environmentals are and looking down range rather than having to fiddle around what's gone in your backpack here.
When's the release date on this?
We're looking at the next couple months here. So once again, make sure you're up to date so that we'll let you know the instant it's going to be coming out and ready to buy. And we'll have it in this gray color, and then up here the coyote.
Yeah. So today, right?
I know, right?
Oh my God, I want this so bad. This is, I just did a review on GPS bag. The only thing the major difference is that one has wheels and a handle, which I love if I'm rolling into the into the range, but there's so much more to this than the GPS has. GPS has labels for like different things, like here's where your binos go and all that stuff, right? So, you know, sewn in, which is for people who don't remember how they pack their bag for some bizarre reason. This is, for that price point, this is astounding.
Exactly, and we made sure that we purpose-built for that person that was running competition and running stages. So it's not just for PRS, this is for any type of competition that you're doing. So
I love this.
Yeah, it'll keep you organized so you have more time to focus on your stage.
So cool. That is so cool. Now what?
So I'm going to show you something. I'm not going to say anything about it, and I want to see a reaction.
V-shaped boards. So
can I steal that? Thank you. I know, right? I'll give it back. Don't worry, I'll give it back.
Like the system, it's not here. It's the customizing.
How does that feel?
Almost like a toy. It's so light.
Yes, it's super, super light.
So I would say hunting?
Yes, correct. So this is our MDT hunt brake. So what really cool, not only were we looking for light, we're also looking for performance. So as you can see the baffles on here, we did the baffle design so that, you know, on a lighter setup, you got more of that muzzle rise. So how we did that, we wanted to mitigate that as much as possible. So that's why we did that.
All right, so you see how wide it is down here and how thin it is here. So that gas is going to do everything and help prevent muzzle rise.
Yes, and that's why when you see the MDT on the bottom there, it's meant for the bottom rather than the top, because we wanted to take that extra space on top there for you.
Oh my God, this is... So with hunting, as most people know, you know, ounces equal pounds and pounds equals pain. Some of the muzzle brakes are really heavy, and this, God, there's almost nothing to it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I
What's
know,
it made
right?
out of? Titanium?
Titanium, and this is
Yeah.
going to be great, not only for hunting, but now NRL Hunter is getting very, very popular. So, because every single ounce, when you're trying to get under that certain weight,
Right.
this is going to be great. Because not only do you have the lightweight, you have the performance too. So you got both.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, let's take our turn around here. This isn't particularly brand new, but this is our carbon stocks. So this is what we've had out for now a couple months. Super, super dense and deadening feeling while you're shooting this. We actually had this at the World Championships. We had a booth set up and we had people shooting 6.5 Creedmoor in there, and you should have seen their faces because they're like, whoa, I know 6.5 Creedmoor doesn't recoil that much, but man, I hardly felt it at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so this is for, because I know we have our HNT 26 chassis already, which is an awesome chassis if you want to, have that folding stock, pack it up in there, and people really love that chassis. But now we want to make sure those people who would like the stock and that deadening feel, this is why we brought this option out for them. This is also the way we do the foam in there too. There's no bubbles or anything that are inside there, and we also lay the carbon on there, and we actually have techs that will do it by hand.
Wow.
Yes.
So no BS. It's when you say handmade, it's handmade.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. And then that texture, my God, that texture is amazing.
Yeah, the texturing along here. We also have that integrated arc rail on the bottom. We've got the M-lock slots, also the cutie for your sling, so when you're going out hunting. And also they have the, I know, it's really nice. Do you want, this is my favorite color too. Do you want, I told them I want, I was the one who chose the color scheme for this, so I'm going to brag a little bit because I love that MDT green and then that FDD color that goes there. So
the whole combo is just awesome.
Yeah, you can also, so there's 3 colors. So this is this color here. We have the orange, and then we have the straight carbon fibers.
Yeah.
So,
I would go this one.
and then as you feel that right there, it's an integrated thumb shelf right there. Yeah.
Oh, that feels really nice too because you have that. So right here, oh my God. That's right here, palm grip. So it's a little bulge here, so it goes right into your palm, which I absolutely love. And then your thumb just naturally rests right in there.
Exactly.
That is absolutely spectacular. Oh my God, this is wonderful.
Yep, and that cheek piece still is adjustable to go up and down. So we have those screws on the side there. So you can use your hand or the back of a knife. So you're always going to have a knife out with you hunting. So you can use the back of the spine there. And it will also have the length of pole spacers that you can put in there too if you'd like.
This is literally one of the coolest things I've seen at the show.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this. And it just doesn't weigh hardly anything. It's just so if you're a hunter, man, this would just cut out so much weight, but it's so strong.
Yeah, because carbon fiber, right? Everybody thinks carbon fiber is, some people that don't know carbon fiber don't understand that it's super light, but it's very, very strong.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of drop testing with this one and with heavy actions in it too to make sure. And then in here, we have our little micro chassis there. So the same, once again, B-block bedding, free floating, barrel in here. So this is the Sendero, I think I'm going to say it right, Sendero contour, barrel contour in there. And then as the bottom, you can see that this is empty, so you can get it without a bottom metal. So this is the Remington 700 short action. So if you have that Badger M5 profile bottom metal already, you can put that in, or you can use the ones that we have. So we have the locking, so in our hunt one right here, you can see it's the locking mag latch there. So it will lock in your magazine when it's in there. So if you are having it over your pack or something like that, you
don't worry about falling out.
Yeah, exactly. And then on that one too, you can see there's a little bit of a barricade stop.
Oh yeah, right there at the beginning.
Yeah, so we kind of geared that towards
rail.
Yeah, so that integrated Arca rail down there.
Just boom.
Yeah, so why we did that too is because I know NRL Hunter, once again, is getting really super popular, and some people don't like the chassis style, so we wanted to do a stock style, but still have a little bit of that barricade, so if you're using a bag, or if you're on anything else that you're on there, like a tree stump, or a rock, or whatever you're on, you're able to have that stop from going onto your mag.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so
that
there's
is
a couple,
really cool.
And then we are right now producing the long action version for the Remington, so that will come out, and we're going to try to do a lot more inlets in this, like the regular ones that we have, like Tika, Savage, and all the rest like that.
So this would handle like a Hawa 1500 long action?
Yeah, it will eventually.
Eventually,
yes.
Okay.
Not right now. Right now it's just the Remington 700.
Right.
Because it's so super popular, we're trying to keep up with demand right now, because like the minute it came out, it like sold out out right away because everybody
Isn't
loved
that
it.
kind of wonderful though?
It's
It's
great,
like, well, we did right on that one
exactly.
for sure.
It's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm so short on stock, and we just make them 24/7. You know.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. It's great. I can't even get it myself right now, and I'm trying
And
to
I
build
work here.
I know. I'm not sure I do my hunting rig, but we're working really hard right now. We're actually making our facility bigger because we actually produce it in Chilliwack, BC, so we do it locally, and we're trying to get more techs too that are trained up, that are able to get these out faster. Because I know a lot of people have been waiting for them a little bit, but we're working hard to make sure that we get those produced really fast and out to you at a reasonable time. So
that's awesome. I'm actually super excited about that right off the bat. Wow. And I really, really like that color combo.
Yeah, it's a great one. I know I'm a little partial to that too because I made these color combos up. So I'm like, I may or may not have done that, you know, to be like, I like this. But I got some really good feedback in the office too. So what I like to do is I like to go around and get everybody's feedback, you know, that are hunters too or would be using this carbon stock. So it's a very collaborative effort in our office.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly. As you can see, the hunt brakes are on in there.
No, that hunt brake, that's just gonna fly off the shelf for hunters.
Yeah.
You know, oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're super, super, super excited about it.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah. So we do have our Gen 2 and our Elite at the on the back there. Do you want to take a quick look at that? So why we came out with the Gen 2 is because with the ACC Premier Gen 1, a lot of people that were running like rim fires or shorter barrel center fire actions were wanting something a little bit shorter because their barrels would be inside the barrel channel. So we went with a 15-inch long forend on this one, but still wanted to retain a lot of the greatness that the ACC was, but being able to also offer it at a great price point. So it's going to be $999.95 USD.
And what's the price point on the stocks we just looked at?
Yeah, so they start off at $1299.95, and that is without the bottom metal, and then it goes up there once you add your bottom metal. But once you add the bottom metal, it'll show you as you're adding it what the
handmade carbon fiber. That's a good price.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, so once here we retained a lot of the stuff that the ACC was already. It's got the integrated arc rail, it's got the integrated thumb shelf, and what we did is we actually made this thumb shelf a little bit bigger, so you have more surface area for your thumb to go on.
Yeah, because I use mine all the time on my chassis.
Yeah, like because a lot of time we're seeing a lot of people kind of like, I call it the banana hold, when they're kind of going all the way around here, not realizing it. And you got to do the open hand slap, right?
Exactly.
That's how I do it, and have your finger up here so you can index it and then go from there. So as you're coming back here, there's something else new that we're coming out with that we kind of snuck in right here. So this is our SRS-XF Premier.
Okay.
So it's going to be replacing our current SRS-XF, and then now this will also work on our ACC Elite and ACC Gen 2 Premier, and also our other XTN interface chassis we have. So if you want to take a quick little look here, so what we've done is it's very similar to like what we had before. So it's going to fold over to your bolt here.
Yeah.
So as you can see, there's the big. So what we've done is we've done a lot of different bolts. So that we found that pretty much I don't think there's anyone that we found yet that it won't work on. But just in case there is something out there that was, you can just flip this over and it can flip on the other side.
On the other side. Wow.
Yeah. So that's why you see the little notches out here.
Yeah.
Because that was to be able to have it fold over there.
Can we see how it folds?
Yep. I just want to swing and hit him with the rifle. So as you can see, the little button right here. So you have your button, so you're going to press it once, you're going to fold it over. It's probably going to be pretty hard right now because it's pretty new. And then you have the button C here again. You push it again. If I can get it over one-handed.
So we could go either route on the
I don't want to hit it with the muzzle sweeping with the rifle at shot, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're going to press that button again. I'm going to put it on the ground because I'm not as strong as most of these guys. But you can do this with most one hand, and you're going to go over. As you can see, it goes right against the chassis.
Okay. Let's bring it up here for everyone to see. Wow, look at that. Fits right under the bolt there.
Yeah. And
Now
then
you
when
have
you want
space.
it, yeah, and then so when you want to, see this one right here, a lot of people are like going to try to reef it open, and we're like, no, so this is why it says press to open in big letters. So make sure when you are looking at that, you want to make sure that you press it and then you open it. But I don't
Gotcha.
want to hit them with that one again. They keep on standing in the way. So yeah, so you want to go to press that one and you're going to pull it over.
That's
And
beautiful.
one little kind of cool little feature, once I get this unfolded here, so see, as it goes, and then you're going to go back. And you're back at
That's
the...
awesome.
Yeah. And now, the little cool little thing that you'll see here, what looks different about this action? What looks different that we may not be offering yet? Can you see the difference?
I'm looking.
So what's kind of interesting about that?
Well, you know, like it's a 1022.
Yes,
Oh,
and we
wait.
do not offer that yet.
No,
so
you
look
don't.
at that. We snuck that in there.
Wow, and that's a kid action.
Yes, so that
Yeah.
will fit in there. So yeah, so now we're going to be offering the ACC Premier Gen
Oh
2 for
my
the Ruger
goodness.
1022s and the with the kid.
That's going to be popular.
Very popular. Yeah, and as you can come, if you want to come back here too and see, we have this cool little pin puller system, because before in our chassis we'd kind of be on the side here, right? But this will actually pull it back and down. So it has a little nylon, a metal pin in there with a little bit of what do you call it again? It's kind of like the nylon or the over the pin, so you don't get that, keep on slapping on it, right? And it'll pull it back.
I love it.
Yeah, aileron, that's what it is.
Aileron, yeah.
Yes, I knew. I'm like, I know the word, it's in there, but yeah, and it'll pull back, and then you just have that screw, and you tighten it down, and then you have your front action screw too. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
That is the coolest thing, and I love the fact that now I can have a 1022 and a real Arca rail. Oh my God, the whole system is just beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. Because now you can have those. See how you have that extra now space coming out. Before you could put it in the forend and still do that, but now it doesn't look so funny because you know you still want it to look good when you're on that.
Plenty of room for a suppressor.
Exactly, or a tuner or anything like that. So
that is so cool.
Yeah. And if we want to go back down here to our ACC Elite, which I know a lot of people have seen. So this, when we were wanting to go with the ACC, with this particular chassis, we sent it out to our shooters and our shooting team, and we're like, okay, what's the pain points? How can we improve this to improve that shooting experience for the competitor? And this could be for anybody. You don't have to be a top competitor to have this chassis. You can be starting off if you want to. It's going to give you everything you need to be successful, and then the rest is just training and all the rest of it. So as we start at the front here, this is like we had before, the 18-inch long forend, the fully integrated Arca rail all the way on the bottom. We got the M-lock slots all the way there, and as you can see, this is our NV hood on the top. And instead, like the old one, it went over the M-lock slots. Now you have the drilled and tapped holes on the top there, so you're not taking out those M-lock slots.
Yeah, that should act like a heat shield for Mirage.
Yeah, so we have the MB here, and then we also have a control bridge, so without the Picatinny on there, so then it helps with that, mitigate that mirage that's going to be seen in your scope as you're shooting, especially when that barrel starts getting hot and it's a super hot day. You know, once you have that mirage in your sights, it starts to do funny things when you're looking at the targets, so you want to make sure you're making impacts. And then what we've also done too is on the very front here, we used to have an end cap that you could take off, but we wanted to add more rigidity and strength to the forend there. So now we've integrated into here so that it's rigid all the way around. So we're taking out that weak point in the front. We also beefed up the sides here too. So that's why we had to do the different folder, because since it is more beefed up on the side, to be able to fold over onto there.
I love it. I absolutely love this thing.
We have the M-lock thumb shelves here. So what's nice is everybody's hand's not the same. No. So we wanted to do something where you could adjust it backwards and forward and do the angle too. So.
Oh my goodness. So instead of like a generic, it's now custom to your hand.
Exactly, because we know how important it is that your hand and hand ergonomics is exactly where it needs to be, because that trigger pull is so important, especially as you're making those shots further and further out. You don't want to be slapping that trigger. You want to take a nice, easy trigger pull and hold it back. So this,
like our Quest to a Mile shot.
yeah, exactly. So we've extended the barricade here too, so you have a little bit more of the barricade stop. So if you have a bag coming up here, it's not going to interfere with the mag and start causing issues or feeding issues there. We've done the adjustable mag latch in here, so you can adjust. So we know with like 3 lug actions, you're increasing the bolt diameter, so that's when it's going to start doing funny things. So sometimes with some actions, you actually have to adjust the mag latch. So that's what you can easily do here now, or with rimfire actions, because we know how finicky they can be, and they're very finicky on mag height. So now you can adjust it.
I love that.
And we also
I don't know another stock that does that. Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I can't. I try not to think of outside the realm because I've got a lot thinking on here already, and my brain capacity is already at max because we always like to add new things constantly. Like last year, I think we had 44 new products that we released.
Oh, jeez.
And we're not going to slow down anytime soon.
Good.
So, also we have the dowel pins in here. So what you can do is you can put the dowel pins in here if you want to, tighten up your mag a little bit, or also for rimfire mags too to help, put it in there so it's a little bit more solid in its place.
Well, that's a huge improvement to an already perfect device.
Exactly. We just wanted to take it that one step further and offer that much more value and an overall great system for our customers too.
Love it.
So what I did here, if you want to take a little close up.
Wow, your Allen wrenches are right there. Look at that.
And they're magnetically in there.
Let's see here. Oh, it comes right out.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, here's a little magnet right there.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so and then what?
A lot of chassis, sorry.
Yeah,
a lot of chassis. Oh yeah, we include your Allen wrenches also, but they're like hidden, so you have to dismantle half of the chassis to get to your Allen wrenches. This just pop off the cheek, and there's my Allen wrenches.
Yeah. So on the side here, I'm going to have to take this off so you can see if you want to hold that quickly.
Here, I'll hold that.
Yep. So if you want to take this off, on this side, you'll see how to release that. So as you're looking, here, I'm going to do this just in case somebody comes up behind me. So you can just loosen these off like that, or tighten them up. So you loosen it off, you press the button, and that's what releases the cheek piece for you to the height you want to be.
So quick.
Yeah, so we used to have the ones that are the laser edge guide rods, but what we have C-clamps there for now. So say you wanted to take this off to clean your barrel, bore sight it, whatever you need to do, you can actually put the C-clamps on here so you know what height you're at.
Oh, I love it.
So if I press that, do you want to put it back in?
Let's do there.
Yep. There you go. And then you just tighten it back up and it goes back tight again. Yeah. And the same thing for the length of pull at the back here. It's just you loosen it up, you press the button, and the length of pull will change.
So you know what I do when I have to remove these is I take a silver Sharpie and I just trace at the very bottom of the bolt. So when I pull it out, I just go right back up to line.
So you're not having to be like, okay, where's my head again? Because I've got to adjust it each time. We also have the adjustable height up here, so the vertical adjustment on the butt pad.
Right.
So you can go up, because as you can see.
So this part here goes up and down.
Yeah, because you want to make sure that's like when it's up right against it. Once again, everybody's not shaped the same, so you want to make sure you get that perfect fit and that MPA when you're looking down the range.
Yep.
And then as you can see, we got our rubber dampers. It doesn't come with these are add-ons, so we're wanting to take a little bit of that ting that you can get with aluminum chassis. So that's why we have the rubber dampeners in the back here.
Can you explain what the rubber dampeners do? Because I have them in mine. So I have a black chassis with that like beautiful MDT green. So it's my Goblin Slayer rifle.
Goblin Slayer.
That's what I named it.
Nice. Yeah. So when you look at this is an all aluminum chassis. So it's one piece of metal. So what happens when you have all that vibration going through it, right? So what we've done is, because there are all these holes were in here, we want to make sure we kind of reduce that as much as we can. So that's why you have the rubber dampeners in there. So we actually had one of our shooters say, hey, I hear this. We take their feedback. We're like, okay, let's fix this, because we want to make sure that we don't, oh no, it's not, it is what it is. We want to make sure it's fixed for the shooters. So.
Love it.
Yeah. And as you can see the bar down here, so once again, this is all about stability and rigidity throughout your whole system. And you can also put your bag in here too, so you can have another place. But we will, I know a lot of people are asking for it, we will be doing a bag rider. You can see there's an M-lock slot on the bottom. So there will be a bag rider coming out.
Awesome.
So, yeah, so that's a little, you want to hold it?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, right there perfectly. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's lovely.
I know, isn't it
Everything
nice?
about it is just rock solid.
So as you can
And there's
see,
roughness right here, so if you're like on a
like if you put it on
a
the bed,
tree
and maybe
or
anything like that. Because sometimes
it's
you get
holding.
that wax canvas, you want
Yeah.
to make sure that it holds on there. And as you can see, there's the M-lock weights are in here, and you can also do internal weights all the way through there. Because you really want to get a really well-balanced rifle. And another tip we give people, you don't want to have your balance point right here. You got to make sure it's a little bit, because especially if you're using a bag, your balance point isn't going to be here. You want to do a couple inches in front of the barricade, and that's when you find out, hey, I know one of our guys, Ryan McLean, will actually use a piece of brass on here, and
I love
he
it.
gets it. Yeah, and he starts putting weights on there and adding a little bit more to see where it is until it totally balances on there.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. Was there
What
anything
caliber
else?
is that one?
This, I'm not sure what caliber it is. It might probably says it on the side there. Can you read it on the side at all?
Negative.
Yeah, on that one. It looks like it's probably maybe a 6.5 Creed or one of those ones.
Big barrel.
A big barrel, yeah. So
Big
once
bada
again,
boom.
yeah, why people usually like to use those really, really heavy barrels, especially in PRS, is because it keeps that recoil down.
A lot.
Yeah, so you can see your targets and keep on your target acquisition going to your next targets fast, fast, fast.
That chassis is spectacular. That is so cool. Oh my goodness.
It's a run. And one more thing we've also
But wait,
added
there's
on.
more.
Wait, there's more. Another add-on you can get, because some people do the cheek weld or they do the chin weld. So what we did is we have this thin, low-profile cheek piece that you can also replace there too. So that gives you that option on there. Because once again, everybody has their own little thing on how to do it, right? You got to make sure that you do something that's comfortable to you, because the more comfortable and relaxed you are, the better shot you're going to
do. Yeah. Oh my God, that's awesome.
So.
And now, is this released?
Yes.
Awesome. And what's the price point?
On this one is $15.99.
Wow. Yeah, it's just worlds difference.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then we'll go to this side, and there's some more. As you can see, this wall here, we've got a whole wall. So this is a brand new product we've recently acquired. So what this is it's a 3-part system. So you got your heavy duty cleaner first. So this is all your grime and gunk that you get in any moving parts in your bolts. So it's not only just for bolt actions, it could be for ARs, handguns, anything that has those moving parts in there. We not for your barrels, it's mostly just for your bolt and action and inside there. So you have your cleaner here. It's a really heavy duty deep cleaner, but it won't ruin your action. Because I know there's some cleaners out there. I've had a coworker that did it to another coworker's action when he was cleaning out of Remington, and it corroded it and rusted it.
God.
So with this stuff, you're safe. It's not going to do that.
Perfect.
So you'll just, follow the instructions, and it doesn't take much for you just to do a little bit of a brush in there, clean it out a little. It doesn't need a whole ton of it. It will take it off there. Our next one here, it's a little bit of a cleaner, but it's more of a protectant. So sometimes what you get with these factory rifles, sometimes there's a little bit of imperfections in there. So this has a nano. So why it's called NanoGuard, because it has those little nanoparticles that are in the solution here that will actually coat it and go inside there. So you get a lot smoother of a bolt then as you're having the bolt come up and down. It's also great too, because say you're a hunter, you're done for the season, you cleaned up your rifle, you can put this on there and it'll be good for up to 9 months. So when you take it out of the safe, it won't rust and corrode and anything like that. And the third part here is our gun oil. So if you want a super ultra slick anti-friction on your bolt or any other moving parts, this is what you want to do. You'll just put a little bit on there and just do a wipe off, and then you're ready to go.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so super easy. It saves time of not having, especially with the heavy duty, of it won't wreck it, but you're also not having to sit there forever and let it do its job. It's a very fast acting one. So.
Oh, I love that. That is so awesome.
Yeah. So we make these things. Why not do gun cleaners too?
Right. It's just like, here's the product and here's how to care for it.
Exactly, right? Because it's your baby, especially when you're putting that much money into it. You want to make sure that you take care of it.
Yeah, there's like my competition shotgun that I shot for 20 years. I just wipe it with a diaper and cuddle with it every once in a while. You know, you put your heart and soul into a weapon, it becomes part of you.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, when you're at time and effort that you're putting into it, you want to make sure that you take care of it too.
Yeah,
and
you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So if you come around the corner here, a lot of people will probably recognize this. So this is the J. Allen chassis. So when J. Allen went under, we decided to keep it alive. So we bought the design rights for it. So this is our J. Allen Gen 5. This is actually the chassis that I use and will be using more in competition this year here as shooting. So we wanted to make sure we kept the greatness of what the J. Allen is. So it's got rubber dampening underneath the forend and on the buttstock, so you get that really nice recoil impulse back in. So it's really that deadening feel. You're not getting any ting or tuning fork kind of feeling.
Yeah,
it's like
no vibration.
It's just dead, so it helps keep you on track when you're looking at the target again. So I know this was an amazing prone chassis before, but we're like, that's not good enough. We want to make sure that it's also good for when you're using on barricade, PRS, any other type
Bench
of competition.
press.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So what we did here, so I'll take this one down. So as you can tell, this looks a little different on the bottom here than the original one. So this is an integrated Arca rail, but if you take these bolts off, you can put internal weights in here.
Oh my goodness.
So that you're able to get this balanced a lot better than it was before. We also did some machining in the buttstock to take out some weight in the back here, but still kept the dampening, like the rubber dampeners underneath.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can feel, and this is great. This is great too when it's cold. It's not a fair aluminum against your hands there.
Oh, it just feels really, really good. Oh my goodness. This is great.
Yeah.
Once again, there's the palm swell right here. So a big thing with shotgunners is that palm swell is important. So there's like kits you can buy to put it out so you can get that, because without it, you end up moving the rifle or the shotgun. And then right here, this is just a rock solid feel.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. See, right here, naturally, I just want to keep my thumb up.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. And it's so well balanced. This is brilliant.
It's a beautiful one too. So to make that balance even better, so as you can see on the bottom here, we have a movable barricade stop. So you can change where your balance point is on here too. So you don't have to just rely on the weights on the front. You can make, hey, I want my balance point at a different part on this to balance it even better. We've changed out the adjustable mag latch than the one before, because we found that it could get stripped out pretty easily. So this is the one that's on our ACC Elite. We decided to do the same one. It's really easy, straightforward. If somebody's already used to that, they can use that too. So as you can see here, there's screws on the bottom. So people have different shaped hands. So what you can do too is you can actually put different spacers on the bottom. So it gives you more room for your hand.
Right.
Yeah. So and also kind of gives you a comfort point for you to put your hand on there and rest it, right? Because you're really supposed to be resting your hand. You're not supposed to be squeezing it like this, because you're putting pressure into the rest of the system, which is also going to affect your shot going down range. And also the grips, you can get this vertical one or you can do an angled one. So you can switch that out too.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, because once again, not everybody is filmed the same, the same shape or size or anything. So we want to make it as complete as possible. Another great feature too. So when you're trying to like do the other part where you had to screw the wheels out.
Yeah.
That's not.
Oh my God.
So you take it right off. So if you want to bore sight it, if you want to clean out your bolts, if you want to clean the barrel out, all you do, and it stays at the same spot that you had set it before.
Right, and you just put it right back.
Yes, and it goes on the back there.
Immediately shooting.
Exactly. Yeah, and it just slaps in place.
Wow.
Yep.
What's the price point on those?
The great thing about this too is with how we were able to machine it now, we brought the price point down. So not only did we improve it, we brought it down to $1399.95.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's actually into that price point where it's obtainable for people shooting in competition.
Wow. That's a really beautiful, beautiful chassis.
It is, and like the feel of it too. Like once again, we had this at the World Championships. We had a booth set up there, and when we had I think it was a South African team there, and they all wanted to take turns shooting it because they couldn't feel how dead clean feel this was. They're like, this is amazing. They're trying to get all the other guys to come up. They're like, shoot this, right? So it was really cool to see that we kept this alive and we kept it going.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow. So did they order for the whole team?
I know, right? They should have, right? It's a great thing. I always try any match that I'm at too. I'm like, do you want to come over? I got some extra BR. Let's try it out. Even though BR doesn't recoil a ton, you can still feel the difference of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's kind of most of what the new stuff that we have coming out. So,
oh my God.
There's some other stuff that we already currently have it coming out if you want to take a walk around the booth, to take a little look there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
Hey,
kind of...
thank you so much for your time on this.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my God. So much new stuff.
Yeah.
So next year I expect the same, right?
Yes.
You know, there better be a lot of new. It's great that you're constantly innovating.
Oh, 100%.
Because a lot of companies are like, oh, we got this, we'll just keep selling that until people get bored and then we'll come out.
Yeah.
No, MDT is like, hey,
We're
how can we, it's like every day you wake up, how do I make this better?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Like that is our thought process. We never stay ordinary. We're always pushing the envelope. We always want to make sure it's purposeful and adds value to our customers. And we listen to that feedback that we get through social media or through our product request form. Because if we're hearing something and we have enough people demanding it, we will look at it and we will make it happen.
And reviewers.
Yes, exactly.
They were like, you know what I love about this, but you know what could happen?
Exactly, right? Because sometimes we're not perfect. We're human, you know, and there's things that we missed, and then we're like, oh yeah, that does make sense as it's out in the world and being utilized more, because we're trying to solve those pain points for the customer, right?
Exactly.
It's not just a pretty thing. We want to make sure it's very functional too.
Well, see, right now, the majority of shooters, the people I've talked to, one of their first thoughts, if you're going to go buy a chassis, where do you go? MDT.
Awesome.
I mean, think about it. When you see custom chassis, even like Savage and so forth, there's an MDT.
Yeah.
Built onto it.
Exactly.
There's a reason for that.
Yes, exactly. We deal with a lot of OEM projects too, which is awesome. Right? And then when we have them coming to us asking to do it, or we're reaching out to them and they're like, yeah, let's do this, because we have built that quality too behind the product. Like anything going down to like, I would say a lower price point, it doesn't mean it doesn't get any less attention while we're making it. It goes through the whole same process.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
I appreciate it. We'll see you next year.
Yes.